Good afternoon, everybody. Michigan Storm Chasers here. Joel Fritzma alongside you today with Ryan, who's out chasing pop-up storm down in southern Michigan right now in Jackson County. But the main reason why we have gone severe today gone live today is because of the severe in the UP, just down the road from Marquette to the east here in portions of Alger County. As you can see here, seeing some pinks and blacks on radar. First of all, if you're just joining us, feel free to hit the like on the way in. Appreciate your support. This is the start of our potentially wall-to-wall coverage for this afternoon. A little bit of an early start here for the UP. We'll see how this develops as the afternoon goes on. First off, storm has blossomed into a very tall storm. You can see here, echo tops over 3,500 feet. VIL picking up on potentially a hail core heading down towards All Train and Munising. So Munising, you guys are in the severe thunderstorm warning. And it's notified with that the pinks on radar here in the base reflectivity for that hail. And the details behind the severe thunderstorm warning are as follows. The severe thunderstorm warning has been issued by the National Weather Service Marquette until 2:15 p.m. for west central Alger County and north central upper Michigan. At 1:46 p.m., the severe thunderstorm was located near All Train or 12 miles west of Munising, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Quarter-sized hail is that main hazard. Nothing in terms of damaging winds, so this is just a hail threat. So it's in that 5% hail risk, as we mentioned earlier on our live streams and briefings. This right now is currently radar indicated. Impact damage to vehicles is expected. Locations impacted include Munising, Grand Island, Miners Castle, Pictured Rocks, National Lakeshore, All Train, Christmas, and Wetmore. For your protection, move to an interior room away from windows. So again, this is a hail threat ongoing across the UP. As we zoom out here, here's the UP in conjunction with the rest of the surrounding area. I'll turn off MEDARs to make it a little less cluttered here. On top of the hail threat, you have a cloud to ground lightning threat here. As you can see, some of the strikes here within the last 2 minutes, kind of in where that strongest of the updraft is located. Speaking of updrafts, we'll go over to our updraft strength, where you're seeing these brighter reds and pinks on radar is the higher, or where the clouds are billowing up instead of coming crashing down. If we saw them come crashing down, we could see a chance of damaging winds. And we're not seeing much in the way of damaging winds right now. Looking at both of our velocity products here, nothing too bright. Could be a couple pixels offshore here, heading towards the Pictured Rocks area. So be careful if you're out there right now. If you know anyone in the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore area, tell them severe is heading their way. Again, this is 53 miles per hour at about 2,000 feet off the ground. So not severe in terms of wind, but they have less than 50 mile per hour in the warning description. So that is your rundown for severe. Thank you, Ryan, for changing the graph. I didn't even realize that. Ryan, if you want to chime in, go ahead. But I know you're out driving.
I'm just kind of updating the Jackson storm right now.
And what we mean by the Jackson cell is we'll swim down here to Detroit real quick, even though it's not severe. We have this little storm down here in southeast Michigan in the Brooklyn, Vandercook Lake area, heading due east as well, at about the same speed. Nothing in terms of anything windy at the moment, although there's a pixel in there, perhaps of 40 mile per hour winds, but that is at 4,300 feet off the ground, so that could still be elevated a little bit. Cloud tops here, not looking too impressive, 21,000 feet. And there isn't much of a hail core either. Again, this is a really small storm here crossing portions of Jackson County out near Napoleon. Again, we'll keep an eye on this area in southeast Michigan throughout the afternoon here from now until 7 p.m. for the development of pop-up showers and storms. But again, main hazard right now in the UP, where it has gotten going a little bit earlier than forecast across northern Alger County, where you can see the storm right now is severe thunderstorm warned. So, I'll go over questions here in chat, but again, this is just UP right now. So, again, southern Michigan not in any threat at the current time. We'll loop it for you guys too here. So this is quickly approaching M28, as Dawn mentioned in chat there. This is on M20 or M20 in All Train. But if you're in Munising and Wetmore, it's a pretty populated area there, portions of Alger County. guys got about less than 5 minutes there, especially there in Munising. The storm moves off to the east again at 28 miles per hour. This also includes portions of Schoolcraft County technically, but it's not mentioned in the warning box. As you can see here, it includes this very tiny corner of Schoolcraft County, but again, the perhaps two of you guys that are living in this portion of Schoolcraft County take shelter. We also have a storm down here to the south in Delta County, north of Gladstone, that just popped up in the last 3 scans, which is 10 minutes. So it went from nothing to that in 10 minutes. So again, these storms today are blossoming quick. And anytime these storms blossom quick with how much instability we have out there, how much moisture we have out there, you're going to see storms fire off severe potentially in the matter of 15 minutes from essentially nothing. But yeah, so a little bit of an earlier start today.
Let me double check. Go blue. Go blue.
What's going on in chat here? I heard Alex. What's Alex doing in here?
Hey, Joel. How's it going?
It's going. How's Traverse City?
Oh, it's great. Got the air show going on, bunch of people. But, yeah, these storms going up in the UP aren't that much of a surprise. It went from overcast, misting, temperature right around 68, 69 degrees, but very buoyant, very high dew point, about the same, 68, 69. And about, I'd say 45 minutes to an hour ago, the sun just rapidly came out, clouds dispersed. We're pretty much partly cloudy right now. And the temp jumped up from about 68, 69 all the way up to about 74 now. 76 now on my phone, but I can see why these storms in the UP are starting to just go off.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just a little bit earlier, but nonetheless, we're here covering it. And again, Alex is down here in Traverse City at the air show today, along with Chaser Partner Network member Cody Reynolds. They're both in the Traverse City area today. If storms do develop later, I'm sure you guys will have eyes on it. Probably jump in if it becomes severe. But again, enjoy your day out there, Alex, of course.
Definitely.
Yeah, this storm is riding right along the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore, heading up kind of in the area of Grand Marais, but it should stay south of Grand Marais. Again, this whole stretch from Grand Marais down to Munising is all the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. So part of it is, especially the harbor here at Munising, is in that severe thunderstorm warning. So again, this is for 1-inch hail as it moves down M28 here into the Munising and Wetmore area in the next 5 minutes. We're at the point where we're getting 5-minute scans again today. So this is another day in the UP where we're getting 5-minute scans. So we kind of just have to wait and see what happens every 5 minutes. Other than that, we're just going to kind of sit back and watch these storms blossom and track them off to the east as need be. We also have a storm offshore here north of Grand Marais, kind of sliding a little bit southeast, could clip Grand Marais, but it looks like it's going to stay mainly offshore until it gets past Grand Marais. Could see it in northern Luce County and Paradise here in the Chippewa County area up here in the next hour or hour and a half. But that is if that can stay together. Again, storm development shoots up, shoots down. We'll see how it goes throughout the day. We also have some bolts of the blue out here. 4 minutes ago, lightning strike out here away and in between these storms. So again, that's going to be another threat today with the jet stream moving overhead really, really quickly. You'll see those anvil tops kind of just get sheared off straight to the east from you guys. Those winds up there going 70, 80, maybe even 90 knots. So again, those cloud tops get sheared off, and lightning bolts can travel anywhere there's a overshooting anvil. And so if you're underneath one, just be wary. If you hear thunder and you're underneath an overshooting anvil, chances are you're not safe to be outside. So take that to heart today if you are in any big cloud deck. So if it's normal, like partly cloudy, you won't have to worry. But again, anvil cloud, you'll know what an anvil cloud kind of looks like if it kind of looks like big and round. Yeah, this severe thunderstorm warning is in the UP. As we zoom out here, here's the entire UP. Lake Superior up here to the north. Central UP, central northern UP, just down the road from Marquette off to the east. This is heading towards Schoolcraft and Luce County in the coming hour. Looks like we have a new radar scan here, switching it back to velocity. Again, wind's not really much of a concern right now. Perhaps a little bit offshore here. There is a pocket of 50-mile-per-hour winds at 2,500 feet. So could get a little gusty here on the north side of Munising. But again, that main hazard is going to be that 1-inch hail. Flip it over to VIL again. Here's your hail core. We'll flip it over to KDP. Mainly heavy rain in there right now. And then switch over to CC is another product to kind of tell where hail is. A little bits of yellows and oranges in here too. So if it's hailing, it's going to be probably 1 inch at the very most. But again, we're not seeing anything too crazy there. A lot of different radar products we're looking at here. Posh index. Yeah, it's up there. You're probably seeing around 1-inch hail at the most. Again, offshore, Munising, Pictured Rocks Harbor area. So if you know anyone that's on boat tours today, chances are they're getting rained on. So these storms are moving east-southeast, mainly off to the east, but they are sliding a little bit southeast. And again, that's at 30 miles per hour. So they'll travel along that M28 corridor as they cross into Schoolcraft County here. Shingleton, Seney, one of the two. Northern Schoolcraft County. They'll pretty much track through this portion of it. So be ready.
Joel, real quick, before the plane comes by another round, I don't know in the background if you can pull it up in Munising. They have a live cam in their bay through MDOT, I think. But if you can get it, you might get a good shot as the storm moves through.
Okay. Let me... Oh, wow. Well, that's not right. That's... Okay, there we go. So there is a raggedy looking shelf cloud right now. Everyone's jumping on the boat right now as the storm's rolling in. And again, this can be found on exploremunising.com as the source for this. Just going to make sure that there's okay, yeah. All right, let me flip it back over here really quick. And add overlay. Show you guys what they're seeing right now in Munising. One second here. It's a whole process. So this is what it looks like right now in Munising. Everyone's got on the boat, ready to go tour Pictured Rocks, and that is one, at the very least, big hail and rain core there offshore of Munising. So again, that's Pictured Rocks cruises or something like that. Again, the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore is a very beautiful place in the UP. It's down the Pictured Rocks Lakeshore goes off in the distance down there, off to the right side of the screen. So that is where that boat is heading, is off into that right side of the screen there down the lakeshore. So very interested to see how they go about that. But yeah, if you know anyone that's on that cruise, they're about to get very wet. But yeah, if you guys haven't been to Lake Superior, it's a beautiful, beautiful lakeshore, especially Pictured Rocks. And that is a beautiful shot of that storm. It's a raggedy shelf cloud, as we call it. It might be a little bit delayed because right now it looks like that. I don't know where they take off from, but that entire harbor is engulfed in rain right now. So they could be a little bit behind. Yeah, this is the only severe storm right now. And this is in the UP Munising, so north central UP. They just trimmed the severe thunderstorm warning back a little bit. Details are now saying in effect till 2:15. So again, it says 10 minutes on it. located over all terrain 9 miles west of Munising, moving east at 25. Course ice hail still possible here, and the winds remain less than 50. Munising, Grand Island, Miners Castle, All Terrain, Christmas, and Wetmore all still in this severe thunderstorm warning. Now we're watching the storm blossom up as it heads south of Steuben, or towards Steuben, I guess you could say. And the M94 corridor here, north of Manistee. We had a viewer commenting on our page earlier today about Manistee being a good place to watch storms, so hopefully they are getting a good shot of this storm as it rolls their way. But again, the low pressure system is somewhere up here in Canada right now, and these storms are all on a cold front or ahead of the cold front that's supposed to be somewhere in this area as the day goes on. And this will swing from west to east in that vicinity. And we'll have to watch for further development down to the south here, across portions of northeast Wisconsin, and then eventually the northern portion of the UP. Would not know why there's tornado sirens in Gladwin. There's nothing in Gladwin right now. You might check with your local agency there in Gladwin County. That's probably what's the date today? It's a Saturday. It could be like every Saturday at 2 or something like that. So again, they could be just testing the sirens. There's no storms right now in Gladwin County. Nothing. Probably a test. Just a reminder, there are ways to receive warning better than tornado sirens. Again, well, they're not called tornado sirens. They're called outdoor warning sirens. You're not supposed to hear them indoors, first and foremost. That's just a last case scenario in case you're outside and have no other connections to watching the live weather. So weather apps, so you have the emergency app. I will say after the last storm, it didn't go off for severe thunderstorm watch. And I was not close enough to get a severe thunderstorm warning. So I'm not sure. Hopefully those alerts are back. There was an outage on June 25th, so that might have affected a little bit. But Emergency by Red Cross is a good app. It's free to get warnings on your phone. Again, your phone will only go off automatically for tornado warnings and destructive severe thunderstorm warnings, kind of like what we saw back on June 25th here 4 days ago. And again, in our live streams, we did mention earlier today and last night that storms are possible anytime, anywhere across the day. Again, the entire lower peninsula isn't a marginal risk for pop-up storms. Any storms that do pop up quick can become severe. With how much instability and moisture we have out there, that is just fuel for any shower. Speaking of any shower, I think Ryan has a view of that storm in Jackson County. So it gets into position down there. Let me go back to the Detroit radar really quick. And there it is. It's over Manchester right now. Also have a shower popping up in southern Wayne County. Again, these storms are not severe and not really packing much of a punch in terms of wind. There could be a couple pockets of gusty winds here, 30 to 40, but that is not quite the strong. But again, if you guys are seeing differently, of course, let us know. We will keep an eye on comments here in chat. Let's see if I can bring Ryan to the top here. Ryan is looking at that Jackson cell right now, I believe. According to radar, he is out there near Clinton area. looks like the updraft strength has started to come down a little bit. And so what we're probably seeing is the storm is gusting out, as we like to call it. And so you do get gusty winds when the updraft collapses, and such is the case. But Manchester, gusty winds, rain in your area right now, perhaps a rumble of thunder. Same thing here over in southern Wayne County near Romulus. Romulus, Bellevue, New Boston. Again, for those who are new here, we do this for every severe thunderstorm in the state. These storms in southern Michigan are not severe. We're currently tracking a severe thunderstorm in the UP, hence the graphic that you see on your screen here. If you like what we do here, again, we appreciate a like. It goes a long ways here at MSC. If you haven't followed us yet, obviously you can follow us here and on Facebook. We're live streaming simultaneously.
Hey, Joel, what's up?
Hey, Ryan. Got you. Holy echo.
Got it. Visually speaking, the storm is intriguing. Not this right here, but back in there, there's a base. It looks like a wall cloud, but I don't think it is. It's really just disorganized at this point, but it is interesting for sure. It's a scuddy base that's pulling what looks to be some rain-cooled air into it, but other than that, it's not really impressive structure-wise.
Sounds good. That echo. Yeah, you can see that right over that tall tree.
Yep, not this base up here. It's this base down under it over here.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
slanted the wrong way for it.
Someone was mentioning this looks like Mattis.
No, it's not Mattis. It's just different clouds layering.
Yes. The slim is not too bad out there today. Again, we have a lot of the I and the M, the instability and the moisture. They kind of go hand in hand a little bit. But oh wow.
Looks like a new warning just got issued from Marquette.
Okay. Every time Ryan turns on his mic, I hear myself.
That's weird. That shouldn't be happening.
I'll wait for this warning to populate on the screen here. Alger County. There it is. All right. So they have now extended this downstream for Alger and Schoolcraft County. Again, the warning text reads as followed. National Weather Service Marquette has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for north central Schoolcraft and central Alger County in the north central upper peninsula until 3 p.m. I'm going to full screen the radar here real quick so you guys can kind of see it better. 211, severe thunderstorm was located near Miners Castle, moving east at 25. Again, this warning is in effect till 3. Hazards are now 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, so now it is severe thunderstorm warned for damaging winds and the hail. Source, radar indicated. Hail damage to vehicles expected. Wind damage to roof setting trees also possible. Locations impacted: Munising, Miners Castle, Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore once again, Chapel Lake, Grand Island, Christmas, Casino Lake, Beaver Lake, Grand Portal Point, Wetmore, Mellstrand, and Van Meer. Protection moved to an interior room on the lowest floor away from windows. 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail, tracking down M28 towards the Seney area south of Grand Marais. Let's see this. If you live inside this orange polygon, remember, respect the polygon. Living inside of it, you are in that severe thunderstorm warning. Again, it's not the entirety of Schoolcraft County. It's just this portion up here. Same story for Elger County. If you're in this, for both of these orange boxes, you are in a severe thunderstorm warning. If you're in 2 severe thunderstorm warning boxes at the same time, that just means you have extra coverage. UP is Upper Peninsula. Yes. Respect the polygon emoji sticker. Maybe. That's James Spann thing. For those who don't know, that is his saying down there in Alabama. He's a meteorologist in Alabama, the ABC station in Birmingham, I believe. And because they get severe weather all the time, especially in the early spring, the winter months, and what they get down there, it can be crazy. They always say respect the polygon. And so we bring it up here. If you live in that orange box, as long as you know where you are on a county map, then you know what to do. Ryan's outside taking a look at that storm. Should we take him full screen? I think we should. And the base is right behind him. You can kind of see the rain curtain opening up down there in the distance on the right side of that big tree.
Yeah, Joel, looks like that Jackson cell is re-intensifying a little bit. Also, MD for a watch, 5% chance of issuance.
Where's that at?
Just at lower Michigan.
Okay. Michigan, Wisconsin. Okay, so this is for central and eastern UP, as well as northwestern lower Michigan. So that would be Traverse City, Gaylord, Sheboygan, I believe, is in this one. So pretty much, zoom out here. Pretty much anyone that lives in Presque Isle, Sheboygan, Emmett, Charlevoix, Antrim, Leelanau, Benzie, Grand Traverse, Manistee, Wexford, Missaukee, Kalkaska, Crawford, and Otsego County. You guys are pretty much in this mesoscale discussion now that the SBC has put out. And again, that's for a 5% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch. So it's a very low chance that a watch is issued, but they are monitoring this area specifically, as well as eastern UP, so Luce, Chippewa, Mackinac, and Schoolcraft, for gusty winds and hail to near 1 inch diameter this afternoon, which is kind of what we're already seeing up here in the Munising area. You can see storms are starting to fire a little bit more south now. Sister Bay, Wisconsin, there's a special weather statement there. Up in there, Pinky. That is I will debate to the ends of the earth. Wisconsin, that is your pinky. This is the thumb. So take that as you will. Kalkaska is Kalkaska County. Kalkaska is in Kalkaska County. Grand Traverse is Traverse City. The blue line on the radar. Yes, good question. This blue line shooting out from the radar site is what we call beam blockage. So there is a water tower right here, somewhere along M35, really, really close to the radar site here in Marquette. It's at the same elevation as the radar itself, which is about 100 feet off the ground. Water tower is also 100 feet off the ground. What happens is that beam pretty much indicates that the water tower is existing, all the way down here into all the way down here into Saginaw. So it's basically beam blockage, and it's just bad data. Unfortunately, that's also the case down here at the Grand Rapids Weather Service office. They built a water tower just off to the northwest right here along Patterson Avenue a couple years ago, and so they have beam blockage down there too.
Hey, Joel.
Yeah.
I want to point this out. Visually speaking, I don't have a radar update yet for the Jackson cell, but it definitely is intensifying visually. Looks like could be a downburst / microburst going on. Classic boot look there on the downdraft. If you can see it zoomed way in there, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. But on the left edge of that rain curtain, which would be right about here, you can see a little bit of boot coming out there, which would indicate the downburst / microburst is probably occurring. Gusty winds are probably picking up there. So I'm going to assume next couple scans, we're going to see increase in velocity on this cell.
We do have, according to velocity, on the back edge of that, on the left side that you're seeing there, downburst winds in excess of about 30 miles per hour.
I would expect that to tick up there. This is visually becoming really, it's becoming organized for sure for a downburst.
Yes, Grand Traverse, you are in that watch. Probability, 5%. And right now, the storms down here in southeast Michigan are not currently severe. They are just little storms, and we will keep an eye on them as needed. A little bit of an earlier start today, so we might just keep this as wall-to-wall coverage. Again, these storms are projected to increase and intensify a little bit as they move eastward across the UP. So we will probably still stay live even if these storms do diminish from severe, especially since we have Ryan out there who's given us a live feed. It's always nice to have a live feed out there today. St. Ignace, down the road from you guys. You guys have probably about 2 hours at the most. And it's moving at 25 miles per hour. So it's moving relatively slow. And it's got to cross the equivalent of 4 counties in the UP. Up there, it's 2 because counties are so big. So that will be probably 2 to 3 hours before it hits you guys there in St. Ignace. So theoretically speaking, besides this, if it does slow down, it will be on track to impact portions of northeast lower around 5 p.m., which is a tad bit early. Give a little bit of leeway there, about 30 to 60 minutes early on the western shores. Your graphic last night actually had portions of northwest lower here in the 3 to 6 time frame. So again, a little bit faster today, but again, it could slow down. Current projection right now to arrive on shore here in northeast or northwest lower, is about 5 to 6 p.m. 25 miles per hour is not too fast. And yes, the radar at the airport is down today, so we only have DTX in southeast Michigan. Travis with the $1.99 super chat. Will any storms reach Oakland County? It is a possibility, Travis. Yes. Thank you for your super chat. Appreciate you very much. Currently, right now in Oakland County, there really isn't a whole lot going on. There's a storm to your north, or I should say a shower to your north, and a couple showers to your south. So you guys are getting skipped right now. Could see redevelopment anywhere across southeast lower Michigan between now and 7. But other than that, that should be clear for most of the day. Again, 90% of you guys probably won't see much in the way of a storm today. So if you're looking forward to a storm, I guess, you can say, oh, man, that's too bad. If you guys are happy that you aren't getting a storm, then you can cheer. But with the isolated nature today of things, that is going to be the case. So we just wanted to point that out, that in our timing graphics, we have been pointing that out in our timing graphics, that not everyone will see a severe storm and not everyone will see a storm in general. So it is a little surprising given we have a lot of moisture out there and instability, but just a little bit of a weak capping inversion that's keeping things hindered a little bit. So yeah, the storm is currently over Manchester and Bridgewater, and Ryan has a live shot of it. It's good. Rain curtain there on the center of your screen, center right side there off in the distance. It's coming right for him. Turns his car a little bit there. Cumulus deck is popping up a ways there. And you'll see that with big instability days like today. These cumulus decks, all of a sudden you'll have one of the cumulus clouds just boom, explode super quick. And for those who are, I've seen blank images coming in on our StreamYard here. Not sure if they're pictures or super chat or stars. If there's pictures, make sure to send them to one of our other posts. Again, we can't see pictures here in our live stream. But if it's stars, if you're sending stars here on Facebook, we appreciate you very much for those. Again, we can't see them come in, but we kind of get the feeling that those are stars. So we appreciate you guys very much. Again, monetary donations, totally optional, but we do appreciate you guys. Back up to the severe storm here in Munising area. It's now becoming one big old blob as it enters Schoolcraft County. Wind-wise, starting to pick up on winds, actually. Melstrand, there's right over you guys right now. 50 to 60 mile per hour wind pocket there at about 4,000 feet. So undetermined on whether or not it's mixing to the ground. But again, if you live in the Melstrand area, be indoors right now. And again, if you have any damage, send it to our inbox. Again, do not, on severe weather days, please refrain from using our inbox to ask questions and stuff like that. That's what we're here in the live stream for. Most importantly, again, use our inbox for damage pictures and other damage reports. So we appreciate that very much. Again, we had in the morning of June 25th, I think we had as much as 1,200 unread messages or something like that. So anyway, possible to just send us damaging reports. We do appreciate that. And again, if you live in the Upper Peninsula today, as long as you are in, let's see here. So Chippewa and Mackinac County are part of the National Water Service Gaylord County warning area. So if you live in those two counties, any reports that you'll want to do will have to be sent to the Gaylord office. If you live in Luce, Schoolcraft, Elger, and Points West, that'll be to Marquette's National Water Service office. And again, the best way to do that is if you have a Twitter or X account, you can go ahead and tag them in your posts, and they will see that pretty much right away, and they do appreciate any reports that you send to them. Just remember, as much information as possible when you do send your reports. So time, location, what you're seeing, and if you're measuring hail, use like a coin, or the best thing you can do is use a ruler. So again, it's diameter. So measure the hailstone along the tape measure. The storm right now in Schoolcraft and Elger County is now kicking off a lot of lightning as it heads down M28 towards Seney. So Seney, be ready. McMillan on deck. Grand Marais, you're going to be just to the north of this storm. However, lightning and thunder, mainly clouded ground lightning, will be a hazard here. And it looks like it's trying to congeal with a couple pop-up showers and storms offshore here. So I'm sure it's going to get a little bit wet here in Grand Marais in the coming probably 15 minutes. So be ready there in Grand Marais, all the campers in that area. Bob H., $20 super chat. Thank you, Bob. Pontiac, muggy, fast-moving clouds. Yeah, we have a little bit of a low-level shear at the surface today. It's basically speed shear, though. As the day will go on, our turning will kind of go away, and it'll be replaced with speed shear. And so what you'll have is weaker winds at the surface. I mean, they're still going to be gusting along pretty well, but not anything compared to what you'll be seeing in the jet stream up there at about 5-10 miles up, which is going to be zooming along at about 100 knots. So again, a lot of speed shear out there today. Not so much down in the lower levels, but enough that it's noticeable. And yeah, clouds will be zooming quite along. And that's why we can't quite rule out a really, really brief tornado threat, because again, we do have a lot of speed shear and just very, 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 very little turning with height. So can't rule it out. And thank you, Bob, as always, for your contributions here to our page at MSC, and we appreciate you very much.
About to get rained on here. I'm just going to sit here and let it go over us.
Seems like it just keeps picking up every time I look at it.
Yep. Definitely going to be some heavy rain. Curious on the wind speeds.
Still looking at heaviest pocket Still 30 miles per hour. Right there inside of that rain current. Yeah, it does look like a little bit of a boot there on the center of your screen. Is that true?
Yes.
A little bit of a
I've had
rain
that for
boot.
about 5-10 minutes now. I'll go ahead and turn my camera on here on my phone. I can go sideways, perhaps. There we go. Just in case it gets windy here, I'll have this on and rolling. Looking north here, so we'll have a good visual on it. But it's coming pretty slowly, but it'll be coming.
Did you have any thunder yet, Ryan?
Not that I've heard.
Okay. People are in chat here saying they got thunder at their place. And it might be because of the storms in Monroe. Yeah, there's a couple cells that are not strong or severe in Southeast Michigan right now. Quickly switch back to kind of show you guys that are watching down there in Southeast Michigan. Kind of from Detroit all the way down the US 12 corridor here to Clinton. All these showers are sub-severe at the current time, but 30-mile-per-hour winds possible. Not quite to the strong level yet, but we're keeping an eye on them. Again, we have Ryan out there in the field, keeping an eye on that storm between Clinton and Saline right now. That is currently the strongest storm, quote-unquote, strongest storm we see in southern Michigan. Again, everywhere else is pretty clear right now, other than the central UP, where we are seeing this one severe thunderstorm warning rolling across northern Schoolcraft County. I'm going to do a quick marker and storm motion from Vector. Perfect. That will change it to 38 knots. So it has gone up a little bit. So that should change that. Okay, yeah, that is something. So again, we have two different types of radars here. So this is base velocity. So this is just how fast the winds are moving in general. Storm relative is relative to the radar. And so you have the reds going away, the greens going towards. A little bit of probably a downburst signature here across northern Schoolcraft County in the UP. And we have to watch out for these storms further south because they could very well perhaps do the same thing as the storm to the north is doing. And we're also watching the hail cores. Again, this is warned for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds this afternoon. We're not seeing anything in the way of hail yet in Schoolcraft County down there in the south, but northern Schoolcraft County, definitely a hail threat there. And you can see that with the pinks on radar. Again, pinks. So this is your base reflectivity radar. That's your rain. And so anywhere where you see these blues and greens, that's kind of lighter rain. Yellows, you get to moderate. The oranges, reds, and even the pinks is large raindrops, heavy rain, and even some small to mid-sized hail. I'm guessing you're getting battered with another storm that's just popped up over you guys. And we have a little bit of a outflow boundary now too off the storm. This line of storm. So we'll have to see what development looks like back here beyond later this afternoon. Because again, outflow boundaries can't kick off more storms. Actually, we're seeing that right here, just to the west of Chatham. This is M94. So keep an eye on that again. But right now, main hazard, main severe storm, Schoolcraft County. Yes, bunch of pop-up storms for southern Michigan. Still watching the Munising live cams over there, Mike. And we had it pulled up here as the storm was rolling into the harbor. People were loading onto the boats, surprisingly, as the storms were rolling in. And it's it's good to hear that they're actually getting off, because you don't want to be on a boat in the middle of a thunderstorm that is, especially when you're the tallest thing on the water, quickly become a lightning magnet. So it's good they're taking the warning. Grand Marais. South of Grand Marais. So south of Grand Marais is in line. So anywhere pretty much down M77 here between Sini and Grand Marais is in the line for this thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm, mind you. Besides Grand Marais itself, although we're watching the kind of a little bit of a merging process go on here offshore Grand Marais. So Grand Marais, you guys are going to get wet. Sini, you guys probably will as well, unless it scoots just by to the north. Have us a little bit of a gap here between the storms that could split you right down the middle, but we'll keep an eye on it as this rides right down M28 this afternoon. Ryan is not in the UP. Ryan is in southern Michigan. The closest person to the UP actually is Alex and one of our Chaser Partner Network guys, Cody, who are both out there at the Traverse City Air Show today. If storms roll in there, they'll have eyes on it. But again, they are out there enjoying their afternoons. Got some updates coming in behind the scenes here. Yeah, that storm is gusting out pretty quick. Go back to radar here and flip it over to storm relative velocity. You can see these winds are gusting down pretty quick as I head towards the M77 corridor. So extreme northern Schoolcraft County between Seni and the county line. Anywhere here along M77, points west, points east, you guys are in line from some strong to severe damaging winds. So be advised, that is your heads up. There's also a little bit of a hail core heading your way too. So be ready for it. And we do have a new warning coming in. So that'll pop up here in just a second. So wait for the update to come in some point. There it is. Just a warning box that is looping on your screen here. We will pause. This is now in effect from now till 3. So this is interesting. I guess they are expecting the storm to lose its strength by 3 o'clock, but this is what the warning text reads. National Weather Service Marquette has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for western Luce, northeastern Schoolcraft, and northeastern Alger in north central upper Michigan until 2:35 p.m. Severe thunderstorms will locate along a line extending from Grand Sable Dunes to 11 miles southeast of Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore to M28 between Shingleton and Sini, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Hazards, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-sized hail. It is radar indicated. No reports have come in yet. Again, same impacts, hail damage to vehicles, wind damage to roof siding and trees. Locations impacted by this new severe thunderstorm warning include Grand Marais, Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore once again, McMillan, Germfast, Sini, Mastique Lake, M28 between Shingleton and Sini, Muskellong State Park, Grand Sable Dunes, Au Sable Point, Pine Stump Junction, and Helmer. Again, move inside, interior room just to be safe. And the storm is bowing out a little bit and producing some strong damaging winds with the brighter velocities here. Wow. Seni, I would be on the watch out here. Go over to base velocity as well. And you can see that. You see how that kind of bowed out a little bit there, everyone? That is your pocket of damaging winds moving in. You can't really see it on our storm relative velocity radar, but you can see it on our base velocity. So Seni or Sini, however you pronounce it. I'm going to ask you guys in the comments, is it Seni or Sini? And I remember I worked on it in my booklet, my pronunciation booklet. I don't have it pulled up right now. Let me know. If it's Sini, put 2 E's. Okay, so it is 2 E's. All right, thank you guys. So 2 east, so it is Sini. So Sini, you guys are in the threat for this damaging winds, heading right down M20 or north side of M28, looking to potentially cross M28 and M77 right in town over Sini. And McMillan, you guys will be on deck for the storm. And again, you guys are in that warning box now in McMillan. And remember, if you're in the polygon, respect the polygon. Be ready for severe winds, severe hail. And this goes for any sort of warnings. Just be ready. Know your hazards and prepare accordingly. That's why we asked for you guys to have a severe weather ready plan in place just in case events like this do happen. Again, you guys know your property, your house is the best, and you know where to go in the event or what the closest location is for you in substantial shelter from your location. Again, if we could, we'd play the role of God, but we can't do that. We aren't God, so we can't tell you where to go. You guys are your best judgmental. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is here. I guess your best judges to yourselves and where to go. But again, we suggest substantial shelter, so something that is anchored, so like a good solid house, and interior room, lowest floor. And the best thing you want to do is protect your head. Again, blunt force trauma is a huge concern when it comes to things falling, so you want to protect your head most importantly. So a pillow or a bike helmet will do wonders. So again, Sini, watch out. Did we? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see. Bob, with 10 gifted Michigan Storm Chasers memberships here. Thank you, Bob, again, for your generous donation to the page. And again, if you are a subscriber here on YouTube, check your accounts. You may have just been gifted a membership courtesy of Bob, so make sure to thank Bob. And we thank you, Bob, for your support to the channel. And again, subscribing on YouTube is completely free. Yeah. Thanks, Bob. Everybody give Bob a thumbs up. He's awesome. But we are running, in terms of radar here, we're running still 5-minute updates. It's kind of like a little of a supercell now, but a little funky shape to it. No, do not treat every warning. Well, I mean, same sort of like sheltering techniques, I guess you could say. So severe and tornado, especially for winds, anything that's wind related, you want to be taking shelter in your interior room, lowest floor. So especially with a severe thunderstorm warning like this, where we see a pocket of gusty winds moving into Sini. You do want to be inside interior room. Again, trees can come crashing through the house in a tornado, and trees can come crashing through the house in damaging winds. You can see this loop here again. This is your base velocity radar. So this is winds, and where you see the brighter yellows and oranges here on radar is a pocket of damaging winds heading down the road towards Sini. But again, 5-minute updates. Tough to tell what we're seeing out there. So we're just going to have to wait and see. And again, we're also watching storms further south here in southern Schoolcraft County, just north of Manistee. Not currently severe warned, but we are watching them, and I'm now watching that. All right. Outbound, inbound. Yeah, that is rotation, guys. A little bit of, it could be a little bit of a side lobe there. It is in a weird location and likely, I'm spinning my head here so I can see it. It is kind of on the side of the storm, so it could be like a side lobe. So it's basically just shooting down the side of the storm. Nevertheless, we are seeing a little bit of a weak rotation here along the edge of the storm. We'll keep an eye on it. This doesn't really match up with where rotation would be, so that's why we're considering. We're kind of leaning more towards side lobe at this point. But again, keep an eye on it. Schoolcraft County here, the M94 corridor. And we do have a new update here. This is almost This almost looks like rotation 2, but we know for sure this is a pocket of gusty winds because if you back it up, you can see it kind of bow out like that. Now, could it wrap in on itself and rotate? Sure. But right now, we're going to consider this strong straight line winds. Here, this yellow pixel is indicating 70-mile-per-hour winds. But again, that is at 6,000 feet off the ground. So ground truth is important out here. If you guys live in this area of Schoolcraft County, please let us know what you're seeing. But again, make sure you do it safely and wait until the storm has passed over your area. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Let's see what the other guys are saying here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at mesoscale. I know mesoscale updated at the top of the hour, but I'm going to see if there is any support. So photographs are straight. I'm not seeing much turning with height in these photographs. Bulk shear, there's a lot of bulk shear out there. Cape, plenty of cape. Downdraft cape is going to be your big indicator here. About 800, so that's right about threshold for strong damaging winds. Mind you, southern portion, like pretty much the entire lower peninsula is seeing 900 or more in terms of D cape, downdraft cape. So damaging wind threat for later could ramp up a little bit with any storm, so keep that in mind. These 5-minute scans are a little brutal here in the UP. These are looking interesting. Really keeping my eye on these. Again, like I said, the photographs are straight. Ooh. Ryan is out storm chasing right now, but I believe he is on his way back to help out with the stream. Yeah, and we're getting reports behind the scene that could be a side lobe, especially on that storm to the south. Kind of what I said earlier here a couple minutes ago. It's called a side lobe. Doesn't really match up with where the mesocyclone is at. Again, it's like right here. And that's basically the edge of the storm. So, okay, there's a new scan that just came in. It looks like it has decreased in strength. We go up here though, and wow, there's definitely probably some strong winds happening up here right now in the M28, M77 corridor, right into Seney. So Seney, take shelter, you guys. And it's going to be on you guys in probably 2 minutes. And we're also looking at some potentially big hail here. And wow, we have a third body scatter spike.
Just going to pop on here, Joel. I'm repositioning back east ahead of this, but that UP storm, that I wouldn't say that's side lobe at all. That's legitimate rotation there with probably some really heavy winds. Likely some wind-driven hail in there too.
I was mainly saying for this unwarned storm down here near Manistee, that one looks like more of a side lobe, but for sure up here in Seney, strong damaging straight line winds and perhaps some rotation embedded. At the very least, this is a wind threat at this point. And like you said, wind-driven hail. We have a third body scatter spike here on radar, Ryan, which for those who don't know, third body scatter spike, basically picking up on hail inside the storm. And it's so strong that, it's throwing data out beyond the storm. So it's quite the big hail core here. We switch it to VIL, and there it is, crossing M77 here in just a minute. POSH, wow, look at that POSH index. Probability of significant hail is 100% in like 15 different pixels here. So this could be some what we call wind-driven hail, as I think Ryan just mentioned that. here across M77. So if you are driving, I would be pulling off the road. Do not want to drive in this at all. Pull off the road as far as possible. If you can put something over your car, do so, or put something over your windshield, especially in downtown Seney. You guys, this is going to be really, really close to you guys. It looks like it's going to be staying mostly to the north, though, so right north of downtown Seney. But again, also another thing to note is that this data is at 6,500 feet, so we don't know what's happening below 6,500 feet, and that is an entire mile that we do not see. I'm just looking. There's a lot going on behind the scenes right now. Everyone's kind of looking at it. And again, I'm the only one here in studio right now, so just keep that in mind. We have an update. Thunderstorm warning remains in effect for same counties. You can see the warning was just trimmed a little bit. 60 mile per hour wind gust quarter size still a hazard here. So they have not upped the hail size or the wind strength. But again, we're seeing these blacks on radar now, which is 68 to 70 dBz, which is not only some heavy rain droplets, but probably some hail. And if you match it up with what we're seeing on radar here, KDP. Oh yeah, there is definitely some hail going on there. So if you look at ZDR, those grays are usually right where the hail is falling the most, and as well as right up here too. So pretty much over M77 right now, north of Seney. And again, copious amounts of cloud to ground lightning as well. So we're still doing 5-minute scans here. Goodness. And if you know anybody, yes, Newberry for sure. Downstream Luce County, you guys need to be taking shelter. You guys aren't in the warning yet on the eastern side of the county, but this is heading your way. I will say, if you know anyone that's up there right now, any friends and family that might be taking vacations, again, it's pretty much vacation season up there. Tourism goes up in late June and July. So if you know anybody in Luce County, so that would be Newberry, over towards Holbert and Eckerman. These are fairly populated areas of the UP, even though, UP is far sparsely populated. But Newberry, Holbert, Eckerman, and up towards Paradise as well, all downstream for this severe thunderstorm. The good news is we lost some of our DBZ there, but this storm is still throwing down some heavy winds. So McMillan, this is going to be in McMillan in probably 5 minutes. So McMillan, be taking shelter now. Newberry, you guys are not in the warning, but you guys are in need of warning here soon if the storm stays together. And we are watching the storm down here as well, north of Manistee. Could be spitting out some hail right now. Let's go to VIL. Not really. CC seems to indicate that hail is starting to ramp up, though, for sure. KDP says mainly heavy rain. So again, brighter colors on KDP radar means heavier rain droplets. If you see that kind of go to gray, that's when we switch to hail. What is I hear?
Also, Joel, that Monroe County / Wayne County cell is intensifying again too.
Okay, I will keep an eye on it behind the scenes here. Given the severity of the situation in the UP, we are going to refrain from checking on that on radar here currently. Looking at behind the scenes, though, gusting to probably 30 to, I would say probably 30, 35 in some spots there. Northern Monroe, Southern Wayne, Southern Washtenaw counties. But again, nothing as crazy as what we're seeing up here right now in the UP. Grand Marais, you guys are getting rained on as well right now. That storm has come together. So expect some rain, perhaps a little bit of hail. Man, this storm is this is a powerful storm, guys. McMillan, Newberry, take shelter. That is I really don't want to substitute this for the rotation here, but this is still a damaging wind threat.
Check your CC with that, Joel.
That's clear air. So it's picking up bugs and stuff here. As you can see, if you match it with our base reflectivity, this blue right here is lighter rain, usually clear air. Matches up perfectly with that. So that is clear air, but probably some things getting gusted up into that storm. So it could be birds, could be dirt, anything there along the M28 corridor. So it crosses here now into Luce County. Again, if you are living in Luce County, have damaging reports, same with Schoolcraft, send those over to Marquette. We'll also take them as well, and we'll relay the message. But again, it's just Ryan and I believe, right now in terms of messages. So, and I'm covering the radar as well. So it'd just be probably Ryan behind the scenes. So, but again, we do appreciate your damage reports. It's a little bit of a slower process getting it relayed to the National Weather Service offices. So again, if you can, just tag them. Over on Twitter is going to be the quickest way. Just tag them in your posts at NWS Marquette, and they will appreciate those. So again, any damage reports, do appreciate them. These scans are still 5 minutes apart. Let's see. Super chat from Bob. Those up north, share this live. Save a life, share. Thank you, Bob, for the Josh super chat and the important message. Again, if you don't know anybody that lives in the UP, feel free to just hit the like button. Okay, that boosts the algorithm, picks up on keywords that we're kind of saying in the live streams here. So like, we're just talking about McMillan, Newberry, stuff like that. Just a like goes a long ways. So again, we do appreciate it, and we appreciate your support. Mike is now in here to help me out behind the scenes a little bit and jump in when needed. Appreciate that. No problem, Mike. I see that.
You want to take me my phone camera, Joel? I got some visuals here on the north side of these storms in Monroe/Wayne. These updrafts are really cranking again.
Beautiful.
And then ahead of me, you got some towering cumulus going up. Looks like probably toward either Monroe or even into Canada, perhaps. But I'm going to try and drop south and get ahead of this one.
Okay. Sounds good. Back to our UP storm here. McMillan, Newberry. McMillan, this is on top of you. 2 minutes. We got a 2-minute warning. Newberry still got about 5 to 8 minutes, give or take. Germ fast also in that warning, but the storm is going to miss you. However, we just have a new severe thunderstorm warning just come in for Schoolcraft County. And it reads as followed. The National Weather Service in Marquette has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for central Schoolcraft County and in the east central upper peninsula of Michigan until 3:30. So you got a half hour. 2:57. Severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from near Germ Fast to 6 miles southwest of Blaney Park to near Manistee, moving east at 20 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and quarter-sized hail. Radar indicated locations impacted will be Manistee, Blaney Park, and Goal River. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. No tornado possible with this one. So that is this cluster of storms here in the central Schoolcraft County. peacefully. Looks like our winds kind of calmed down a little bit here in the latest scan, but again, it's getting further and further away from radar, so we can't quite see what's happening now below 7,500 feet. So now we're looking at almost 2 miles. 2 miles up in the atmosphere, the closest 2 miles to the surface are now underneath the radar beam. So again, ground truth is important. If you know anybody in this area, tell them to take shelter. And if they have any damage reports, relay them when it is safe to do so. This is in the UP.
Joel, there's a new warning that just popped up for Dollarville.
Is that the one I just read for Schoolcraft County?
No, this is an extension of the one near Saney.
Okay. Oh, yep. Just popped in on our ready warn. So that will come in here second. Yep, there it is. All right. New severe thunderstorm warning. So now we're popping off fast and furious here. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southern Luce, northeastern Schoolcraft in the UP until 3:30 p.m. So another half hour in this one as well, as the old box gets trimmed. 258, severe thunderstorm was located near McMillan, or 9 miles west of Newberry, moving east at 70 miles. At 70 miles per hour. The storm to the south, mind you, is moving east at 20. The storm to the north is moving east at 70. Anyways, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter size hail. Same hazards there. There is no tornado possible with this one, but again, 60 mile per hour winds is still something you want to take seriously.
Is that a glitch or is that legit?
It's moving east at 70.
Yeah, radar storm track is 50 miles per hour.
That's why I was like,
that's really weird because these are like one county apart. It's weird to have that big of a difference. So.
So we got 2 severe thunderstorm. I mean, if you loop it, these storms are pretty much going the same speed. Although it does look like the northern one is moving a little bit quicker. No, it does look like it's moving 70.
Actually, yeah, look at that thing speed up.
So, yeah, I just don't know if this storm's moving 20 down here. It could be moving like more like 30 or 40. Oh my goodness, that latest scan. Look at that, Mike.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, there's a 2-inch hail marker again.
So now we're looking at wind-driven hail for sure. If you want to take some of those graphics from Twitter and just put them on the Facebook page, feel free to do that.
Yeah, I'm just
trying to like we're ready warn already posted. Just kind of put the graphic in them.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, you don't have to, but it's people like pictures, so. Again, if you have family or friends in the McMillan area, I know we have a couple of McMillan viewers here at MSC, so hopefully you guys are taking shelter. This is on top of you right now. You can see the pinks and the blacks here on radar coming right down the road here on M28. Newberry, you are now in that new severe thunderstorm warning, so now is the time to be taking shelter. Inside, again, you do not want to be near any windows if this is in truly wind-driven hail. This will come flying through the windows at, pretend. Okay, so let's picture this for a moment. Pretend it's a baseball game and someone just hit a ball off the bat at about 100 miles per hour. That's basically, it's not coming off the bat at 100 miles per hour from the storm, but acceleration due to gravity and the speed at which these storms are moving, plus the speed at which the winds are moving. You could see baseballs, or not baseball size hail, but 1-inch hail, maybe 1.5-inch hail come flying down close to 80 to 90 mile per hour in speed. So a lot of factors going in there. Be careful if you live in the McMillan and Newberry area. So bird lover, welcome to the channel here at Michigan Storm Chasers. Appreciate your support and hope you stick around. Yes, W bird lover. But yeah, this is the UP for those who are just tuning in. We have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings right now. One riding down US 2 near Gold or Ghoul City, something like that. Someone just posted in chat. I remember it's from last time. And then the main show here in southern Luce County.
New severe warning for Mackinac and Chippewa County until 4 Eastern.
Yep. So this is going to be coming in from Gaylord. Because this is part of Gaylord's jurisdiction. They have control over Chippewa and Mackinac County, so they're the ones that will be issuing a severe thunderstorm warning up here, and that will be rolling in here in just a second. Probably be something like kind of an extension of this storm right here. And there it is. That is a huge polygon. So this severe thunderstorm warning reads as followed.
Yeah, it's for
The
60
National Weather
and there it is.
I was going to say, I was just reading it off. The National Weather Service and Gaylord has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for west central Chippewa, northwestern Mackinac, and eastern Upper Peninsula until 4 p.m. So in effect for another 55 minutes. At 3:03, severe thunderstorm was located near McMillan, as we see here on radar, or near Newberry, moving east at now 50 miles per hour. So they keep fluctuating that speed a little bit. Nevertheless, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-sized hail. Radar indicated severe thunderstorm will be near Rexton and Garnett here in 15 minutes. Hulbert around 3:25. Trout Lake around 3:30. East Lake and Febre around 3:35. Large hail, damaging winds, and continuous cloud-to-ground lightning are occurring with this storm. Move indoors immediately. Lightning is one of nature's leading killers. Remember, if you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, no tornado possible. Yeah, we're getting to a point where radar coverage, oof. The storm is now 8,200 feet is the lowest beam scan we have from the Marquette radar. That is still closer than Gaylord's radar. Just looking at some stuff behind the scenes here right now. Just making sure I'm not missing anything here. There's nothing going on right now in southern Michigan. There's a couple showers and storms that have popped up. We have Ryan on it out there. That's why he's not in the studio right now, but he will have a live shot of it here soon if he continues after it. He said he was going south towards Monroe County, so we'll have a live shot as needed. Yes, as Dawn says, respect the polygon. If you are in one of these orange boxes, you are underneath a severe thunderstorm warning. This is a huge chunk of the eastern UP now. So we have Schoolcraft County, Luce County, and now Mackinac and Chippewa County portions. Up here near Paradise, not in a warning, but if you loop this scan, we have a strong thunderstorm moving in from Grand Marais. Will it stay together? Tough to tell. But you do have rain coming your way, nonetheless. Keep that in mind if you're out there at, I believe it's Whitefish Point out there. It's where the Eben Fitzgerald Museum is at, or something like that. If my memory serves correct. So good day out there at the point for now, but you have storms heading your way here in northern Chippewa County in the next half hour to hour. Hailing in McMillan. Oh, we do have a viewer from McMillan. What do you obviously be inside? If you can estimate a hail size, that'd be great. Once a storm passes through, feel free to grab a hail size. But again, main thing you want to be doing right now is seeking shelter away from your windows. Newberry, this is now entering you guys this area right now in the next 2 minutes, especially in terms of the strongest of rain. A lot of funky winds going on up here too. A couple pockets just here and there and everywhere, kind of scattered about. Could be indicative of some 60, 70 mile per hour winds. But again, beam height. Think about beam height here. not seeing anything below 2 miles above you in the atmosphere because of the beam height. So, but all these severe thunderstorm warnings right now are normal severe thunderstorm warnings. So that would be 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail. Nothing is considerable at the current time, but we are closely monitoring just in case. And again, it's our policy here. We are here and live for any severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's see, we got 1.5-inch hail currently in McMillan coming down very hard. Thank you for that report. Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum. Thank you, Wickedus. Appreciate that for the update there. Wayne County, you guys should be good to drive. If things change, we'll let you know, but right now everything's good. So if you want to get an early start, feel free to do that. No problem. Perhaps a couple gusty winds now moving into McMillan again. If there weren't any already. Looks like pockets. A little bit of a merger going on here, actually. That's currently what's happening. So it's merging with a storm. This is kind of cell to the south. If you loop it back and forth here. So perhaps a little bit of gusty winds moving into McMillan again. Looks like we have a couple people in chat here from McMillan area. At least one. So keep us posted. But again, make sure you're staying safe while you do. It's the most important thing. Don't want you to get injured. This warning for McMillan expires at 3:30. Storm should be pretty much done here in the next 10 minutes, but just to be safe, next 20 minutes. Yep, a mile and a half up. Again, current reset on things right now is currently 3:11 p.m. Make sure to check your clocks on the bottom of your devices. Make sure you're caught up with our live here. Joel Fritzman here alongside Mike and Ryan, who are out in the field. We're also helping behind the scenes. Currently expecting severe thunderstorms isolated in nature today across portions of the UP as well as northern lower Michigan later tonight. We're also watching the chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms to pop up in southeast Michigan. Some could be severe, but at the current time, the thinking is they'll stay strong at the most. But again, that threat exists from now to 7. And then as this line of storms moves from west to east, it will extend down to the south, pack portions of Traverse City, pretty much northwest lower Michigan as early as 5 to 6 p.m. So we'll keep an eye on that as it moves into northern lower. Again, the thinking right now is southwest lower Michigan. You guys are going to be good, but again, cannot rule out a scattered pop-up storm throughout the day for anywhere here in southern lower Michigan. What we highlighted on our timing map is just where our best confidence is for a scattered pop-up, and that's what we're seeing right now. Again, nothing strong, nothing severe. We are currently watching it. This is still a very strong storm. This storm is the size of, I know the county sizes in the UP are a little bit bigger, but it is still the size of one county width if it was a lower peninsula storm. So that is a huge thunderstorm up there in Newberry. Take a look at the hail core. Just passed over McMillan. and is now heading down M28 towards the M117 interchange north of Engadine. LCC still indicates that there's some hail in there for sure. CDR says so. It's coming crashing down. Echo tops on the storms upwards of 42,000 feet. Very tall. And our blacks are back.
Yeah, Joel, I'm finding some near 70 decibels in there.
Yes, so Newberry, be on alert. This hail core is now entering Newberry in the next 60 seconds. Engadine, thank you. Engadine. Dawn, you're awesome. Let's keep correcting my pronunciations. Thank you. Again, best way to get the stream out to people you may not know, but that are also living in the UP, especially Eastern UP, is, of course, liking the stream, as we always mention. So appreciate that. If you haven't done it already, feel free to hit that like button, thumbs up button, whatever platform you're looking for. Any reacts on Facebook work. And again, if you know anybody that's vacationing here across Mackinac, Luce, Chippewa counties, it's heading their way. Again, for those who are new here, welcome. We do this for every severe thunderstorm in the state of Michigan, 365 days a year. Again, it's all volunteer work. So what we do here is all by volunteer. Take time out of our day to help you guys be informed of the severe that is currently ongoing. So again, feel free to follow us. We do it best here in Michigan. And we want to make sure you got you guys covered from beginning to end. Paradise, yes, good question. So you guys are north of that warning box. So pause it here. These severe thunderstorm warnings are in these orange outlines. Paradise up here to the north, not in a warning. However, you have this big thunderstorm that's on the north side of this severe thunderstorm heading your way. Could it split? Perhaps, but cloud to ground lightning still a huge threat here in any of these storms, and especially away from these storms too, where the cloud deck is overshooting you guys. So bolts from the blue possible today. So Paradise, you want to be on alert. If you're outside, I would be starting to take shelter indoors from the cloud to ground lightning that is heading your way. But nothing currently severe for Paradise. Still threat for perhaps a little bit of gusty winds here soon. Very tempted to start singing that Coldplay song. Paradise. It's a good song. Here's an update on your winds here. Still a couple pockets that are showing up. You're on M117 north of Engadine. This is the straightest. I remember driving this. I think it was last summer here between Engadine and Newberry. There's a carpool lot right here, and this is just all straight and forest. So be careful. Trees can come toppling down on the road. If you live on M117 here, M117 corridor, and then coming down the road towards Rexton here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. A little bit far away, but we'll give you a 10 to 15 minute heads up there. It does look like it's undergoing some sort of a merger. So keep an eye on that. And since we got a new scan there, we will go ahead and, besides the point that there's some damaging winds, probably downdraft winds in there, we're going to back it out and go single and go Detroit, because we're going to take an update on the storm. Some of you guys are watching from Southeast Michigan. We'll take a look at that real quick. Once it loads.
Joel, there's a new storm report from McMillan for penny size hail.
Okay. That is
And windy. It
0.75
just says
inches
windy
in
and penny
diameter.
size hail.
Perfect. So we're not seeing much in the way of winds down here in Monroe and Wayne, but a heavy shower nonetheless. Echo tops starting to peak at about 30,000 feet. Hail, nothing there. CC, all rain. So this is just a heavy shower trying to get its footing right now in southeast Michigan, but currently not doing so. I'll zoom back up here. Oh, which radar should I choose? Just going to measure here. About the same. I have to switch it to Gaylord. See how it looks from here. Yeah, we'll stay on Gaylord because it's going to be coming closer to this radar anyways. So it looks a little crazy right now, but I got to do a vector update. Place marker here. Storm motion from vector. Move marker. Okay, perfect. Special weather statement has just come in here. Southeastern Schoolcraft County until 3:45 for 40-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail possible. So that is going to be this little storm just down the road from Manistee. This will be heading off into extreme southwestern Mackinac County. Whew. Sorry, everybody. Yawning. The warning has been canceled for Schoolcraft, and they did replace it with that special weather statement. Mike, you're going to post that, I'm guessing?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, the special weather statement, if you can.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay, I got it.
Perfect. Thank you. So right now, main focus is just this one huge thunderstorm currently over Newberry. Producing quite a lot of lightning and hail. We have, again, that report that came in, 0.75 inches just southwest of downtown McMillan. Windy. Power out is the report, 0.75 inch hail from a trained spotter. This continues right down M28 this afternoon towards Holbert. Eckerman as well. Just currently in that severe thunderstorm warning for some good lead time right now. Rexton, Trout Lake, Brevert as well, and Moran. It's pretty much this entire US 2 corridor across Mackinac County right now. But the I-75 corridor is not currently in the severe thunderstorm warning yet. We'll keep an eye on it, especially Sault Ste. Marie, Dafter, Rudyard. See that in chat. St. Ignace. You guys are not in a severe thunderstorm warning yet, but be on alert probably by 4:30 to 5 o'clock.
So there's NPINGs coming in for half-inch hail south of Newberry.
Oh, perfect. So again, this ground truth is important. We do appreciate that. And again, as Mike just pointed out, through the NPING app, which is another free app, if you want to become your own little weather reporter, there's one way you can do so. It's called MPING, just kind of how it's spelled out. Letter M and then ping. You can send in hail reports, damage reports. In the winter, it's good for snow reports. Basically, any sort of weather phenomena that's happening, even like haze and stuff like that. So, good app to use. Half-inch hail. hail, pea-sized hail. So still a little bit of a halo core there south of Dollarville, which is Newberry, basically. No hail in Newberry yet. Interesting. You know what's funny is I don't see. Oh, it is right there. So it's down at the intersection here of M28 and M123. That's where the hail reports are coming in. So it looks like most of it may have just missed Newberry. So consider yourselves lucky so you guys don't have hail damage there. But again, this hail-producing storm is still moving down, M28.
Yeah, Joel, I'm looking for any reports out there, but I'm not seeing any comments on either the National Weather Service Facebook or ours. Nothing in our inbox, nothing on Twitter.
Gotcha. We're also starting to see redevelopment a little bit back here in Schoolcraft County. People keep an eye on them, but nothing that's really sticking out right now, especially in terms of wind. But a couple hail cores could pop up again. They added the hail risk today, the last second, 5%. That is so far verifying across portions of central and eastern UP. A little bit of a. I'm guessing you saw that. Oh, yeah, you did see that. A little bit of a tail cloud right now in Monroe County.
Yeah.
Good base on it.
Doesn't look too impressive on radar.
Let's get a new scan. Looks very scuddy.
Yeah, right near DTW, and DTW is still down.
Yeah. Ryan is currently out chasing right now, for those who are curious. All right, Ryan is in the Monroe County area. There's a couple showers and storms down there right now. Nothing severe. There is a good base on the storm down there, but it looks very scuddy in Southeast Michigan. Southeast Michigan, Papa storms 2 to 7. Could we still see some storms after that? Perhaps, but it looks like our best confidence right now for severe pop-ups at least will be now to 7 o'clock. Anything that does pop up after then will probably just be normal thunderstorms. But the best window of opportunity for severe was this morning from 6:30 to 1, as we had in the graphic. When we woke up this morning, we saw that ARRR model runs were kind of yo-yoing back and forth on whether or not these storms in Monroe were going to be becoming severe. So we decided to make a rare change to our timing graphic and add potential for severe from now to 7 p.m. in Southeast Michigan. Although that shear kind of is now more speed shear than anything. And so it would just be in the form of downdraft winds, 60 mile per hour. So, but again, 60 mile per hour winds still want to be taking shelter for. So far, what we've been seeing on radar in the Southeast Michigan area over the last hour or two, there is a little bit of downbursts that are going on. However, they're at most 30 to 35. And for a special weather statement, you need 40 mile per hour winds. So they're just below the strong criteria. Again, as long as you keep a radar on you, If you have plans today, you guys will be safe. You guys are miles ahead of people who are not weather aware. Again, if you know anyone that's not weather aware, we like to educate here at MSC when we have off days. So we do appreciate you guys share our channel with anybody else that you may know. Appreciate it. All the support as always. Pause that. Back to winds. Still looks like a pocket of wind going on there. Base velocity south of M28 now is looking to head towards Rexton more or less. It's more of a starting to take a right turn, kind of. No, Paradise, you guys are now starting to get rained on as well, for those who are watching from there. But these are the only 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in the entire state. Luce, Mackinac, Chippewa counties. And we also have a special weather statement in Schoolcraft County for 40-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail. A couple pictures coming in of lowering, so it looks like on the Monroe storm. We'll give it another check here really quick. Definitely some sort of base. But we're not seeing much in terms of wind. So it doesn't look the greatest on radar, but the clouds today out there look amazing. So it looks like the warning for Luce has been allowed to expire. It's supposed to expire at 3:30. They've canceled it. Oh, it is 3:30. Oops. What is going on with DTX? Sorry, no, I'm on the wrong radar. It is 3:30. Cool. All right, it has expired because it has run out of time. My bad. So that warning is expired for Luce. Let's switch it back to our Gaylord radar here. Frequent cloud to ground lightning still ongoing, and the severe thunderstorm warning as well for Mackinac and Chippewa counties until 4. So you still got another half hour here. This storm has already had a history of producing some hail, as it was in Munising earlier, has crossed Schoolcraft County completely, and is now in Luce, entering Mackinac County. See the hail core had on it here earlier is quite something.
Yeah, Joel, just noticing right now that 56% of customers in Luce County are without power.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know Luce is sparsely populated, just 56%.
Yeah, 56% is 1,400. So I know somebody said power was out in McMillan, I believe.
Population of Luce County is 6,400-ish, give or take. But again, that is what you read off was a number of customers, so that a customer could be a customer could be like a household.
Yeah, like each house, each building.
Yeah. So again, that was the radar earlier, and this is the radar now. I'll loop it for you guys here really quick. I'm working on something in the background. These storms are tracking to the southeast towards north of St. Ignace area. Definitely the I-75 corridor between Sault Ste. Marie and St. Ignace in the next hour. We also have a special marine warning coming in for Lake Michigan, offshore Mackinac County. Shishwa Point. Remember that pronunciation from last time. So just working on something real quick in the background here. If you haven't already, feel free to hit the follow button. We're both live on Facebook and YouTube. On occasion, X, but not as of lately. But you can follow us on X. It's MI Storm Chasers. Current time is 3:35 in the afternoon. There's your special marine warning that's populated on your screen. It's that blue box here along US 2, Mackinac County, heading towards Beaver Island, St. James. Not in any warning yet there, but keep that in mind. Still a little bit of gusty winds ongoing. Switch it back here. What's the scans on Gaylord? Gaylord's running 4.5 minute scans 2 right now. Should have a new one here in just a second. I have trimmed.
Yeah, it looks like the most severe portion of the storm is in Mackinac. Yeah.
So not Nobbin Way. Something I don't remember how to pronounce that one. It's probably Nobbin Way, but I'm probably wrong. Has been trimmed from the severe thunderstorm warning. So extreme western Mackinac County, you guys are no longer in this warning, especially if you live to the west of US. Sorry, not US, M117. Looks like it's either a mid-level rotation or some sort of downburst going inside the storm. Doesn't look like it's collapsing on itself yet, so it looks like it's the entire thing could be rotating further up in the atmosphere, which is kind of what we're seeing from the Gaylord radar. Again, that is 9,600 feet off the ground, so that is just about 2 miles above what's happening at the ground. So ground truth, could use it.
That's 9,000 feet from Gaylord.
It's 9,000 feet off the ground.
Okay. Noticing from the Sault Ste. Marie radar in Canada, it's about 6,000 feet. You can see it as well.
I don't have that.
Yeah, no worries.
If you have Omega pulled up, feel free to take over. It's fine. I don't have Omega though.
It looks the exact same as it does on Gaylord radar. You can see the mid-level rotation.
Gotcha. Good news is, after today, it'll be nice and cool tomorrow. Good refreshing break. Humidity goes right back down. New warning or continued warning? No, that's the old continued warning. Sorry if you guys can hear my typing.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Rapid typing.
I got in trouble for that before I had to buy a mic.
Oof. I have a mic. It's just I'm not home, or I'm not at CMU right now.
Yeah, it looks like radar's mostly clear now in southeast Michigan. Nothing else on radar until the eastern UP. So that's our only storm right now is up in Holbert and Trout Lake area.
Gotcha. But once we might get a little bit of a break, perhaps. Not for a little bit, because this storm still has to get through the entire UP. But the way this thing is tilted, we might get a little bit of a break. Just kind of figuring out what we want to do for later here. Might have to get some food here soon. The storm continues to make a right turn, gusting out to the southeast, bunkers right, trying to ride right down US 2 towards St. Ignace. Mackinac Island would be in the threat for this one as well. Good news is this is the only severe thunderstorm warning in the state. Got you guys covered. This is heading right into Rexton and Trout Lake here in the next probably 5 minutes for Rexton to give you a little bit of heads up there. Trout Lake, you got about 5 to 7, maybe 8 is the heaviest stuff. Barrels in on you. Check a look at the VIL here real quick for hail core. And you can see that hail core is really starting to ramp down. So the storm could be on its way out. Updraft strength, kind of meager there a little bit. CC shows that there's not much of a hail core either. KDP shows that's mainly heavy rain. So these pinks that you're seeing on radar now are validating to be more of heavy rain instead of hail. So it looks like our hail threat is on its way out as it enters northern Mackinac County here towards the Rexton and Trout Lake area. So that is good news. Looks like a break is on the way. We have a couple kind of training storms here, the Manistee area in southern and central Schoolcraft County. Again, we still have one that's special weather statemented for 40-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail. That is currently this storm here entering extreme southwestern Mackinac County, where this new marine warning is in effect. But we'll have to keep an eye out for these kind of storms off to the backside here. And again, these storms will fire down a line along the cold front, move across Lake Michigan, and impact northern lower in a isolated pattern by 5 to 6 p.m. Besides the early start today for these storms, it looks like timing has been on pretty well for this northern Michigan event.
Hey, Joel.
Yeah.
Luce County is up to 1,800 customers, or 72%, almost 73%. So it sounds like something happened there. A lot of forested areas.
Yes, and a lot of the population does live along this M28 corridor, so that does not surprise me one bit. McMillan, Newberry is pretty much, and I think Newberry is the county seat for Luce County, so that is a lot of the population there. And again, there's really no cities. They're all unincorporated. So you'd see them on radar Omega, but we don't see them here in GR2. But there's a lot of smaller unincorporated cities here along M123 up towards Paradise. But again, the bigger cities, McMillan, Newberry, pretty much big population centers here of Luce County. Again, Luce County has a population of about 6,000 people in it. So very, very scattered, but these storms have tracked over that higher population area here along M28 and M117.
Yeah, there was a time where that was showing near 70-mile-per-hour winds on radar too.
Yes, and that was at 6,000 feet, 7,000 feet above the ground. So not all of it was probably mixing to the ground, but it was still there nonetheless. And that's what's tough about the UP here is we don't have any radars on the eastern side of the UP. We have Marquette and Central, and we have Gaylor down here in northern lower, but we do not have one over here in the Sault Ste. Marie area. We wish we had one, but closest one over here is going to be the one up here in Ottawa, or sorry, Ontario. My bad, Mike.
Yeah, north of Sault Ste. Marie.
Yep. Somewhere in this area here, I'm circling on the screen. But GR2 does not have access to those. If we had $1 billion or something like that. I mean, I know it's like 20 million to get a radar made and installed, but radars everywhere. We need more than 20 mil.
With $1 billion, you could put one in every county in Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, if you average it out.
Yeah, write your representative at the state house.
We need radars.
Yeah, Christine here says that it was her son was in Newberry and it was pretty bad there, no power.
Thank you for that report. Yeah, go ask your local billionaire for a grant for a
Jeff
radar.
Bezos, yeah.
Yeah.
Just write them all.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
They've all got $1 billion.
I will say there is one coming to the thumb area that is not a main radar, but there is going to be a radar in the thumb. I'm not sure when that's supposed to be implemented.
Yeah, I read that report. That's from Climavision.
So that'll be nice to have.
The unfortunate part about that radar is we're not going to have access to it outside of just regular radar.
Gotcha.
We're not going to have velocity, CC, nothing like that. It's just going to be regular radar for us. I believe the NWS, as well as other local officials, will have access to that, though, but we won't as public.
Yeah. Oddly enough, the radar in Exeter across Lake Huron has better coverage of Huron County than Detroit's.
Yep. What are we opening in chat here? Oh, heavy rain.
Better get an NPing sent.
Yeah. Another radar could be useful in Tri-Cities area, if not the thumb. Kind of up near Mount Pleasant. Kind of just in this area, because when we were out there chasing Gladwin, obviously we were at 5,000, so it was about a mile. Was the lowest beam height there. Wasn't too bad, but could definitely use one somewhere in the Gladwin, Midland Bay region, perhaps. The thunderstorm warning continues here in Mackinac and Chippewa County until 4. Still 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-sized hail. Trout Lake, it's already over you. Strong's and Fibre around 345, so that's also already over you.
So this warning expires in 10 minutes around Trout Lake. Each new radar scan is kind of downtrending.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see if they extend it, the warning it after 4 p.m.
Oh, yeah. Used to be a radar in Houghton Lake. Is that true?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Because I know there's a lot of radars in Michigan, but again, a lot of them kind of similar to the Climate Vision one that will be going up in Huron, not publicly accessible. So we wouldn't be able to show them here on stream. So you need like the big old WSR 88Ds that the National Weather Services have. So that can do dual pole, but I think at this point they're kind of waiting for phased array to come out, which will be hopefully the next 5 years. Can only hope. Even then, there's how many radars in the United States? 180, 200, something like that. Got to replace them all. Storm's still possible anywhere across the Lower Peninsula today for sure. But again, 90% of you, like I said, won't see a severe storm and won't see a storm at all because of the isolated nature of things. But we are watching this line of storms along a cold front today. This will extend down to the south and impact portions of northern lower around our dinner time hours here, about 5 p.m. and later. Here we have Cody Reynolds, our Chaser Partner Network guy out there today in Traverse City, as well as one of our staff members, Alex, both at the air show. And they will be on a call as needed for storms that do fire on the lake and head towards them. Take a look at our severe storm heading into Trout Lake. That hail is pretty much gone. Kind of the same story here. Echo tops have also come down a little bit. Still looking at about 30 to 35,000 feet. So still a tall storm, but it is definitely on its way out for now, unless it finds some sort of extra oomph in the next coming minutes. Yes, Ryan is out chasing. Oh, yeah. Back in the day when they had a million different National Weather Service offices. So Michigan used to have like 8 or 9. There used to be one in Muskegon. There used to be one in Lansing. There used to be one in Houghton Lake. I guess they all had their own radars, but those are probably the old 57s.
That Lansing office was funny because it was literally one county wide.
Yes. Yeah, it was basically Ingham County, Jackson County, Clinton County, and Eaton County, maybe. It was just like, it was basically 127, Gratiot County as well. Again, check the timing map. This will be in northern lower here by around 6 p.m., perhaps 5:30 at the earliest. It's currently 3:53 right now. We expect this to form a little bit further down the line here right now in the Pinky of Wisconsin. So right here is what we're going to be looking for as this moves off towards Traverse City, Petoskey, Charlevoix County as well. These storms up here will stay to the north of
Joel, I'm noticing that there's on the Environment Canada radar near Sault Ste. Marie, new storms are developing over Whitefish Bay, kind of north of the severe storm. And then looks like there's now a severe thunderstorm warning in Ontario for Sault Ste. Marie and St. Joseph Island. So that's like the Nebish Island and Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan area.
There you go. So Sault Ste. Marie, Canada is under a warning, but Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan is not, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, down to Lake Huron there to east of Nebish Island.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep, see that now.
So we'll see if Gaylord extends anything soon. We're about 5 minutes away from the expiration time of this warning for Chippewa and Mackinac.
3:49 p.m. Environment Canada meteorologists are tracking a severe thunderstorm capable of producing very strong wind gusts. That's about all we have there in the warning text. Expires in 3 hours.
That's a radar scope thing. Canadian warnings don't have end times.
The more you know. So there's a warning on the east side and the west side of eastern Chippewa County, but there's no warning for eastern Chippewa County itself yet. Could extend it. Right now we're seeing the storm kind of gust out. There's a little bit of pink still in here, a little bit of a hail core perhaps. The winds will be the telling sign here. There's a little pocket, but it doesn't look too crazy. But again, as we keep mentioning, beam height. 8,300 feet off the ground is what you're seeing here. Nothing below that. So
yeah, I think if there is 60-mile-per-hour winds, it's coming into Trout Lake right now.
Right. Thanks, Tara. Just got a new haircut on Thursday. Woke up like this. I'm serious. I'd roll out of bed and jumped right on here pretty much today. So it's starting to look a bit more grungy here. As you mentioned, Mike, Whitefish Bay, pop-up storms there. You also have pop-up storms in a cluster here over eastern Schoolcraft County. So this is turning into one we like to call Bob, big old blob. As it enters Mackinac.
That warning just disappeared for me. What about you?
Yep, just turned off. So we are at a point now, we are no longer in severe weather ops. It's a big round of applause for that. And it won't let me turn off severe weather ops. There we go. So that is good news. So now we can kind of go wherever we want on the radar. Yeah, it's still a strong storm in Chippewa and Mackinac County. So this warning has been allowed to expire 3 minutes early. We zoom down to Detroit.
Nothing down there.
I will say it's picking up the cloud top from the Gaylord radar over the storms that are on the lake. So tall updrafts, maybe. Although I'm not seeing that on echo tops. It's weird. So it was picking up on rain from the Gaylord radar over Lake St. Clair. That's 10 counties away.
Mm-hmm.
So must be a tall storm, but I'm not seeing that. Yeah, right now, that is over in Estral Beach. This is moving into southwest Ontario. So other than that, it looks pretty silent here across southern Michigan.
Yeah, there's a really good environment in southern lower, but nothing really to fire the storms right now.
Yeah, I'm going to check that right now behind the scenes here.
Yeah, I'm just on mesoanalysis. That storm up in the eastern UP is kind of leaving the only good environment up that way.
There's a lot of surface vorticity and 3 Cape up there behind it all. So yeah, it is like you said, leaving. A lot of 3 Cape in lower Michigan, 225. That is incredible amounts. Anything over 100 is decent. 225 is double decent.
I mean, a really big area of one tornado compo.
Yep.
There's even a VTP of 3.
I see that. I didn't want to say that, but
Just don't say what VTP means.
yeah. But it doesn't matter if there's what is it lacking? It's lacking shear. It's definitely lacking shear. Effective.
It's lacking a trigger. Like there's
or-
5,000 storm-based cape.
Yeah, this is the head scratcher because it's a lifted index of -7 right now. LCL heights are really low. It's the mid-level lapse rates. It doesn't have 0 to 3 support. That's right, because I remember the AFD mentioned that. Good low-level lapse rates, but again, if you don't have mid-level support, it won't matter. Nothing else matters if you don't have mid-level support. So you could have the craziest parameters, but sometimes that's all it takes for those who are listening right now. It could be missing one ingredient. It could be very, very. It could be the one that's just holding it back. So the S in slim is lacking in the mid levels. If it wasn't for that, we would see probably a lot of craziness going on. And it's not capped either. So it doesn't make sense. At least I'm not seeing a cap.
I don't see a cap.
It's interesting. Downdraft cape is at 1100, so any storms that go up quickly can come down quickly. It must be the shear. Simple as that. It's a puzzling mesoanalysis page that we're looking at here. There's a little bit of those mid-level lapse rates, obviously. Yeah, it's like a shallow. We could call it a little bit of a capping inversion up there in the mid-levels. But it is not capped at the surface. So it is definitely something is not triggering in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, and that is keeping our storm environment from firing. So nothing else matters, yes. It could change, but our better shear support was this morning with our morning line of storms, and that has now since moved away. So those thunderstorms you heard this morning probably woke you up at like 7, 8 a.m. That had the best shear. But the problem is there was very, very little amounts of instability out there. And we need daylight and we need high dew points to increase the instability. Well, we didn't have that until about 11, 12 o'clock today. And by then, most of the storms already moved off to our east. So it's a matter of ingredients not lining up at the right time. It happens all the time. Let's be thankful, because if we had that 0 to 3 support, we'd be going sicko mode right now. I'm gonna look at this again because
It should be updating soon because it's a 20Z right now.
Yeah, I give it about 10 minutes here.
Yeah, the latest HER or HRRR. We'll have a storm near Traverse City in about 4 hours, and then for the Monroe County area, about 5 hours. So I mean, the day isn't over, and the environment's not totally going to waste. I mean, the bulk of the severe weather should be coming through the evening in lower Michigan. So 8 p.m. according to the HER for Monroe County, and 7 p.m. for Traverse City area.
And I think, do I have the graphics still up here? Yes, so I have the timing map here. I'm going to take off the banner. So this is what I had originally this morning when I woke up. This is a last-minute adjustment. The timing for the Upper Peninsula and Northern Lower has kind of stayed on track for now. A little bit of maybe a 30-minute window there, give or take. The Southern Lower Peninsula was the biggest question mark because models were going back and forth in terms of whether or not storms are going to fire. Right now we're seeing it's not, but that can change. And then it has a line of storms firing in Indiana over into Ohio, central and northern portions. And that action could skirt up, as Mike mentioned, into southern Monroe County. So it could just clip us here by about the end of that 7 p.m. time frame that you see there on yellow. And it could linger into the 8 to 9 p.m. time frame. But again, anything that does move in from Indiana, Ohio will pretty much stay south of 94. So Detroit and points south. It won't really go anywhere further north of that. So Monroe, Lenawee, watch out for later. But other than that, pop-up showers and storms, probably not severe. Again, feel free to download the emergency app from the Red Cross. It's a good way to receive warnings on your phone that may not get issued through WEAs, which are wireless emergency alerts. So any alerts that you want customized on your phone, you can do that through the emergency app. Again, it's free. Not an ad, but we do want to make sure you guys are covered.
Joel, the new SPC outlook is out. Looks like they've maintained the marginal for pretty much all of Michigan.
Okay. At this point, there is no longer any storms in southern Michigan. So we'll go back up to our convective action ongoing currently in Mackinac, which was previously severe thunderstorm warned. Still has some reds and pinks to it. Nothing really in terms of wind. Hail continues to go down. Could be a little bit in there. Cloud tops. Question mark. Exclamation point. This thing is a wide storm. But yeah, it's a big old blob. You can see this. It was previously severe thunderstorm warned for Mackinac and Chippewa. It was supposed to expire at 4 o'clock. They canceled at 3:35, so 5 minutes early. It is now currently just a heavy thunderstorm with frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. So if you live or are traveling along the 75 corridor here in the UP, prepare for that. Make sure you are indoors. Again, we can't tell you when exactly you're going to get rain. If we could, there would be no need for us. But we are here to track the storms as they happen. A lot of instability, a lot of moisture out there today. A lot of the slim, lacking a little bit of the S in slim. Shear lift, instability, moisture. Possible pop-ups, Lieutenant Dan. Just bring your phone with you. As long as you have a way to be alerted. When rain is coming your way, you'll be good. Yeah, humidity it's like a rainforest out there right now. We'll check in the meters right here. 71 in Grand Rapids for a dew point, 72 in Lansing, 73 Battle Creek, 75 Portage, 75 to 76 Detroit, Ann Arbor, as well as portions of Livonia, 74 down there in Adrian. So those dew points, 78 in Coldwater. Wow. Those are all dew point temperatures. Anything above 65 is humid. 70 is pretty much miserable. So when you're getting up to 80-degree dew points, that's what we call air you can wear. As we mentioned yesterday on Facebook. Again, if you don't follow us on Facebook, if you have a Facebook account, feel free to follow us there. We have an X account as well. We post on all of them. If you haven't found our TikTok or Instagram yet, we don't post on much. We don't post much on them, but they're there. Feel free to follow us on them. Right now, we are not in severe weather ops. So we're kind of just chilling here, waiting to see if anything else pops up for the UP. I don't want to leave just yet, just in case.
End this stream and then have to restart it.
Right.
There's like not even a statement out for this storm.
Right. That can change. So a quick recap is we had severe thunderstorms blow across portions of Alger, Schoolcraft, and Luce counties and have tapered off as they entered Mackinac and Chippewa. Been live for just over 2 hours now here on MSC, covering those storms. Saw some potentially wind-driven hail earlier. That's no longer the case. But we are watching potential redevelopment later today along this line to the south, mainly in northern lower Michigan. So pretty much north of US 10 tonight. We're starting to see a couple cells try to fire in Lake Michigan, but they're in front of the front, I believe. But we'll see. See what they do. Well, I think, Mike, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this radar only for now. We'll go into radar only ops, if that's fine.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, then just hop back on.
Hop back on as needed. So what we'll do here, everybody, is we're going to go behind the scenes. We're going to put the radar full screen. We've done this before. And we'll leave it running for you guys. That way we don't have to jump. We don't have to make a new room. Come back in, make a new one. So we'll do that. Again, if you haven't liked the stream yet, you can go ahead and do that. We appreciate you for your support. Again, it's totally optional. Any monetary donations, again, totally optional as well. It keeps these streams running here at MSC, and we appreciate you guys that do support us in any way possible. So again, appreciate you guys. If you haven't followed the page yet, what you doing? We're doing this every day. Every day there's severe. So again, it's always there, always an option. But yeah, we're gonna hop off for now. We're gonna go radar only, and we will be back as needed here on Michigan Storm Chasers. So we will be back as needed.
All right, sounds good, Joel.
All right. See you guys later.
I'm gonna jump on here real quick and do a few updates for you guys in regards to the evening threat this evening. So we've been having a radar loop in the background running, uh, but we are monitoring a few other areas across the state. I want to just hop on here, give you guys the latest guidance from our models. Let's go ahead and look at a few things. So outside the northwest lower peninsula, there's some potential storms there later on this evening. Those are pushing across Lake Michigan as we speak. Also going to watch the southeast corner yet again for additional showers and storms according to this model, right around that 8 p.m. time frame. I'm going to pause it right about, put it right about, where does it go? There it is. So southeastern lower, like Hillsdale, Lenawee, Monroe, perhaps Washtenaw and Wayne County getting in on that potentially. That's going to be an area to watch again, roughly right around sunset, 8-9 p.m. Okay, just want to pop on there and tell you guys that. Looking at the current data and stuff like that, we are seeing. Am I loud or are you loud, Joe? I don't know what's going on here.
No, I can hear you.
Okay. Looking at the latest guidance and stuff like that, the NAM3 also showing a similar picture to that southeast Michigan potential round of showers and storms there, somewhere in the vicinity of the border of Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure. I do want to mention as well, we have a new SWS, special weather statement, in effect for Mackinac County. Go ahead and pop that back up there. Looks like it's going to be for the eastern and southern parts of it, of the county, for winds up to 40. And then this is the line we're going to be watching here as it pushes in toward northwestern lower for the next couple of hours. So this could be potentially a couple rounds here to monitor. Looking at everything, it's still going to be a damaging wind and perhaps hail threat as well, especially up here in northern lower. Down there in southeast, if storms can go in again towards sunset, we'll be looking at a damaging wind threat down there. Although, again, there is still some curvature of the hodographs, which is suggestive that our directional wind shear is present. So we're going to monitor for anything rotation-wise, but we're not expecting anything significant to come out of that. But overall, we are behind the scenes monitoring the radar. But yes, we do have a couple more areas to watch tonight. And as these storms push toward northwestern lower, that's going to become the main concern. And then we'll watch southeast for any development, if anything can get going down there. SPC outlook remains unchanged for the day. The entire state, minus the western half of the UP, remains in a marginal risk for severe weather. And then again, damaging winds is your primary concern across the entire state. And then large hail up here with these storms that you see on your radar. The first couple of hours towards sunset will have a hail threat, but overall, that risk should subside as we get later on in the evening. Does anybody have any questions while we're on here? Like I said, we are behind the scenes. We are always watching radar. But if you see a radar stream going with none of us talking, it's just because there's nothing severe going on. It doesn't mean we're not paying attention. It means we're watching behind the scenes, and we're not going to stay and just sit here for hours. We'd rather just keep it one stream if we can, instead of breaking it down into 2-3 streams. If you guys got questions, feel free to drop those in chat. We'll be here. These storms that we're tracking up there in the UP, coming out of the UP, are heading towards Charlevoix and Sheboygan areas. Got some cells popping up further to the south here on Lake Michigan. So overall, these are going to be the ones to watch. And again, this coverage of storms overall should remain pretty isolated in nature. So not everybody will see a storm tonight, but if any storms can get up and going, we will be talking potential for severe weather. So with that being said, I don't see any questions. Well, here's one from Mike. Anything Genesee County tonight and how Slim? So Slim is looking pretty good. We have a lot of moisture, a lot of instability out there. Shear is pretty good. Our lift is decent, but we need a trigger. That lift mechanism is displaced off to the north and to the south of Genesee County. So It's a possibility. It's weak lift across that area with a little bit of a capping inversion. So it should hold things down just a bit, which is why we're saying isolated coverage instead of scattered coverage. But again, Genesee County is in that risk. So if any storms can pop up close to you, it'll have a chance for severe. Same thing goes for cold water. The entire state has a risk tonight. Okay. SWS expires for Mackinac. Good question there. It's going to expire in an hour, so roughly 6:15 Eastern. It's been dry. It is very dry, or not really dry, but it's dry today for most of us, yes, but it is very humid out there. It's very moist. But with that being said, I am going to. What do you think, Joel? Want to stay on here for a little bit and cover the SWS? Or you want to hop back off?
I don't know. We could probably hop off. It looks like it's going to stay over mainly open water. Head for probably, is that, well, let me check velocity really quick. Can you check velocity in yours? Because I'm not sure how mine's. Okay. It's opposite direct. Oh, no, it's not.
Keep an eye on that. It's over water right now.
Yeah, and they issued a special marine warning now, too.
Yep.
Offshore Mackinac Island.
Winds greater than 34 knots. No hail, no water spout expected. Yeah, Mike, it is quite weak across the state today. So the chance of anything spinning is very, very low. Again, we're not seeing anything up here in northern lower that suggests spinny nature of storms, but down further south toward like Lenawee Monroe later on, perhaps into Ohio again, we may see something try to weakly spin if those photographs do end up being a little bit more curved. But still, I think the overall risk for anything spinning today is very low. Not zero, but very low. Currently, no storms for Lansing Holt area, but pop-ups are possible. There is a risk for severe across much of the entire state. So anything does pop up in your location, it does have a chance to be severe. And we can't really say any place has a higher chance than anything else. Right now, I'll tell you the models have a good chance up in Northwest Lower, where these storms are currently crossing the lake as we speak, but also southeast, far southeast. Potentially later on, about 2 or 3 more hours, we'll see some development down there. And those are the only 2 locations really the models are suggesting anything perhaps significant happening.
End time for the special alert statement is 6:15.
Northwest Lower, where the storms are currently crossing, is one area. The next area is far southeastern toward Hillsdale, Lenawee, Monroe County areas. Pop out the model again for you guys, just so you can know what I'm talking about. So we do have 2 areas here. Take the 18Z. Take a look here at our floater. Perfect. So first area is up here in northwestern lower, which is up here. I'll go ahead and redraw that. This area right here, as these storms move to the south and east. Although it's probably gonna be more like this movement instead of further south. But that's one area. That circle through the evening. And the second area is going to be a little bit later on this evening, perhaps. We'll see if the models actually are keying on this accurately. But right there at 8 o'clock, that's going to be your secondary concern area down here in Hillsdale, Lenawee, and Monroe County, and perhaps surrounding counties, depending on where they pop up exactly. Right now, it does say they pop up somewhere within Hillsdale, Lenawee, Monroe. That's going to be a second area to watch later on this evening. But I will say this, models today have been a little shaky. We saw the models trend dry for the most of us yesterday night. This morning, they looked like they had a pretty good storm here for the Ann Arbor area. There was a storm there, it just wasn't severe. And then this secondary line that's popped up in the southeast is new. Like, this is new for us. So models are definitely not handling today correctly, but it goes to show you there's a lot of moisture out there, a lot of instability. Anything can pop up and become severe very quickly, which is the wording that we should be using today. So not everybody will see the storm. Just take a look at your radar here. They're just isolated little pop-up popcorn type of showers here across much of the state. So they won't get everybody, but those who do get impacted perhaps may see a strong to severe storm.
Lori, I'm surprised you're saying that after what happened 4 days ago in West Michigan.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, tomorrow will be definitely a lot less humid and a lot more comfortable. So let's get through today. We'll have a cold front swing through late tonight / early tomorrow morning. And that should usher in much, much less humid and a little bit cooler temperatures. No problem, Mike. That's what we're here for. That was wasn't fun to watch what happened, but Joel and I behind the scenes were having some fun. You know, that was a fun night leading up to what happened, but definitely don't want to see wind damage ever. I think the adrenaline keeps us going because I know I don't think we do caffeine. I know Joel sometimes does, but like we don't do energy drinks. We don't do anything outside water and perhaps soda. So all-nighters are usually pretty natural for us.
Mm-hmm.
What are we live for? So we had about 2.5 hours worth of severe weather coverage up in the UP. The stream is still up because these storms are not expected to be done yet. They are crossing Lake Michigan now. And instead of ending the stream, making a new one, we wanted just to keep it all one stream, at least try to. These are the storms that are live on radar here, pushing across Lake Michigan, about to enter northwestern lower next about 20 to 30 minutes. So that's why we are live. This was just a radar stream about 10 minutes ago. We wanted to pop back on and give you guys the update as models are starting to pick up on perhaps another area of development further south and east. But we're just back on here, just kind of answering some questions. Just kind of letting you guys know we're still here monitoring. Yes, Julie, we are back for now. We might hop off here again momentarily, but we are back for the time being. And again, once anything severe goes warned here in the state, or if anything catches our eye, we'll hop back on here and let you guys know. But these storms are not done just yet. At least that's the expectation.
Right. It's kind of doing the same thing it was doing early on radar near Munising, where it kind of swings around and bows out a little bit.
Like an RFD bulge, perhaps.
Yep.
Do we have a better radar than? Let's try that one. Yeah, I can see it there. So definitely have some perhaps pockets of heavier wind here. I know the radar doesn't show much anything here, but this green color going outward this way would indicate some strong winds heading toward I-75 towards St. Ignace. So although the radar doesn't show it to be severe, it likely is quite strong in nature, perhaps. But also I would expect it to have a large hail threat, or at least a hail threat on it. I guess not. VAL says pretty weak, so. But it does have a pretty good core on radar here. That's going to be for southern, south central Mackinac County. Areas on that would be Moran, 123, crossing 75 here just north of Evergreen Shores, Allenville, Moran area. Heading towards St. Martin Island, as well as Four Corners, Mackinac Island.
Yes, islands do get warnings all the time.
So vacationers on Mackinac Island would be on alert for this. You have to be watching from that location. It's going to probably brush, at least brush, if not hit the north side of the island. If it turns more right, it may encompass the entire island, but still be alert.
Either way, you're gonna have a lot of cloud to ground lightning out there right now. So definitely heed the warning. Take shelter inside until the storm has passed.
Yep. Another SWS for, okay, never mind. That's for Indiana. We have alerts on for Northern Indiana's office because they cover the very far southwest counties in Michigan. So I saw the alert pop in from the Indiana office, and it's not for Michigan. It's for Indiana counties. I'm debating whether to go out for that second round if it pops up. Be right in my backyard again.
Yeah.
Literally my backyard. 10-minute drive, if that. Would hate to be crossing the Mackinac Bridge. That's actually a good comment, Julie, because we actually have a Mackinac Bridge cam we can look at to see if that storm is actually looking like. So let's go ahead and pop that out.
Yeah, I brought up the Munising cam earlier on the stream. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I got that. I saw that. Yeah, so I popped out because a few things earlier when I was chasing. I was, number one, my phone was overheating. I'm not sure why, but it told me that I had to stop charging it, and then it automatically took my brightness down to a level I couldn't even see it to try and cool it down. And then I got stuck in construction, and then, at that point, I was in a dead zone trying to catch up to the storm in Monroe County. And at that point, I'm just like, all right, screw this. I'm just going to try and get a time lapse. So I just stopped, had very little service, and yeah. But I caught that part. Yeah, Tim, I have it pulled up here in the background looking at it. Nothing too wild at this point, though. But if anything does pop up on this, I will bring it in.
This is rolling right into St. Ignace right now. Next 2 minutes.
Yeah, I want to see if I can pull up a 75 camera here. I don't think they're going to be up there, though. I doubt they will be. You actually have a few, although it's facing the wrong way. So go figure. We'll be curious to see how this bridge cam looks here in a second with that storm coming in. I'll go ahead and bring the picture of it in to the stream here for you guys to look at. This is Mackinac Bridge facing north. I can get it in here real quick. So if you look closely, once it loads in, there it is. Got a nice cloud deck there, perhaps a shelf cloud. Kind of hard to tell though, but you can definitely see the cloud bases. It's facing north on the Mackinac Bridge. So looking at that storm, I believe the camera is right about here in Mackinac City, if I had to guess. I assume so, obviously. So the storm is just out to the left of that view we just had. So we'll wait a few more minutes here. We should have a better view, perhaps, and then 5 or 10 more. You're muted, Joel. I don't know if you turn to talk or not. Okay.
I may or may not be eating food in the background.
Yeah, it's fine. There is 1 out of 5 cams looking north. Yeah, only 1, unfortunately. Latest guidance still tries to fire up those storms about 8 o'clock tonight in Lenawee and Monroe. So if that happens, we'll see if it does or not. But if it does, I'll probably be out again chasing. Hopefully redeem myself just a bit. Well, I don't know, Joel. Should I hop back out here for a little while, or I'll stay in? K, that's gonna be about 40 or so miles per hour.
I'd say just wait and see. Once it moves over the straits, we should be good. It's like maybe 2 more scans.
Okay.
Wind speed on the storm hitting the bridge, 40. Let's show a little bit of low rotation there. Are you watching the bridge cam right now in the background, Ryan?
Yeah, I am. I'm also watching the soundings for tonight out of my house. It's quite interesting, which is really, really weird. But no, there is nothing interesting on that camera yet. Nothing severe in the state, which is good news for now, but this storm does appear to be quite strong in nature. The SWS is out there for 40-mile-per-hour winds. Although I think the hail core on that would be worth mentioning as well. Perhaps some hail falling with that, maybe dime size, if I had to guess. But again, moving on to the lake right now. SWS now for Mackinac, and is it Bois Blanc Island or is it Bois?
Probably the first.
Bois Blanc Island, as well as Mackinac Island. So SWS now for that's for the SMW here. Let's get this one. Just saying wind gusts up to 40 is all they're saying. That view on the bridge cam is still nothing really to write home about.
Boy blank.
Blanc. Boy blank. Boy blanc.
Well, blank. Well, because it looks like Grand Blank.
Boy blank.
A little bit of a lowering there on the camera, Ryan, but nothing too shocking.
Yeah, it's looked like that for the past couple of minutes. Hoping on the backside there could be something a little bit like a shelf or perhaps a wall, but
it's been a while since we've had just a special weather statement from Mackinac Island.
yeah, it's been we never covered severe for Mackinac Island, I can tell you that. That's a good thing.
Yeah, Kevin, all our live cams are pointing south, and it's not at the storm. Except for the one we've shown already. Oh my goodness. I just had a picture come in on our special weather statement from Mackinac County, so the previous one. Look at that shelf.
On it. Oh my.
Yeah. It looks like there's two pictures in there too. Oh. Kevin says it's a different link.
Message it to us if you can, Kevin. Links are not allowed on our page. You'll get held for review automatically. Just because all the scammers and stuff like that, we've had to input that into a point where we had to deny all links. So FYI, if you guys are trying to drop a link in comments, whether it's legit or if it's a scam, it's going to get blocked.
Yeah.
That's just to protect you guys. But yeah, Kevin, if you're still watching this, go ahead and message it to us. I'll grab it real quick. Get that picture from Hannah up real quick. Yeah, go check this shelf cloud I'm about to post on the page, guys. It's giant. Just kind of relaxing for now, guys. Not much going on besides these storms up here, but that's basically over the lake now, just impacting Mackinac Island. Nothing severe that we're seeing. Some strong winds, perhaps, for this storm over the lake. Thank you, Kevin. Just got that link. I'll check it out here in a second. But these storms up here in northwestern lower are pushing in, so towards Charlevoix, Petoskey, Sheboygan. We'll watch those. That's going to be the attention grabbers, but also potentially further south for southeast Michigan. I'll have to keep an eye on that area too.
Oh, wow. Ryan, look at that.
What? On the link?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Thing is
Well
moving.
then. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't really take that live either. Thank you, Kevin, for that. If you're watching this still, appreciate you sending that in. That's a website I'm going to save for the future.
Put the shelf cloud there. Moving across the top of the screen. There's people
Yeah.
swimming out there right now. I wouldn't be swimming out there.
Shelf cloud we post on the page here momentarily. We got a picture sent in from Hannah. Appreciate her sending that in, but it's a ginormous shelf.
The link is WMTA.org, it looks like. You search WMTA on Google, Mackinac Bridge Cam. I don't know if you can back it up, but wow. No, you can't. It's just live.
All right, that's posted on the page, guys. Feel free to go check it out. Decent looking shelf there. Unfortunately, we can't show the live cam, but we do have a viewer who's up there who did send the picture of it into us, so we posted it on our page. Thank you to Hannah for giving us permission to use that. Appreciate you, Hannah. You're watching the stream.
That shelf cloud is so low, it's basically scraping the top of the Mackinac Bridge. This is right over now, Mackinac Island.
With that being said, though, Joel, it's over Mackinac Island. It's actually past Mackinac right now. The worst of it looks like, at least.
Yeah.
Do you want to hop off here for a little while longer?
Yeah, we could probably hop off. No, everything's over the water.
So again, we do have these showers and storms off to the west there. Joel, if you could pan, like take mine.
Go ahead and take yours.
Okay. So we got these showers and storms that are about 20 to 30 minutes out from impacting northwestern lower. So we'll watch those as they push east southeastward. Go ahead and animate this to get a location or to get a motion. Pretty much due east at this point. They'll drop a little bit further south as we get to the evening. Petoskey, Boyne City, Sheboygan areas should be on alert over the next couple hours, and also points south and east toward Gaylord and Alpena. Your guys' risk is these storms right here. Keep an eye on those. If they go severe, we'll be back on here. So we're going to pop out of here. We're going to leave the stream up, I believe, Joel, right?
We can if you want to. I mean, it depends on how long we think we're going to be live after this.
That's true.
Because remember, we have an 8-hour time limit.
We may want to end this because if Lenawee goes severe at 8 o'clock, we're going to be looking at pushing our limit here, guys. So what we're probably going to do, we're going to end the stream now. We're going to make a new room. So we'll see it pop up on YouTube. And if anything else goes severe, we'll hop in and go live again. All right. So we're going to end the stream. We're going to make a new one. All right. So see you guys over there. Likely at least sometime tonight. All right.
Yep. See you, everybody.
Appreciate you guys liking, sharing, as always, commenting, supporting us. Appreciate all of you. We'll see you guys soon.
See ya.